DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, hope you're all well. It is Sunday afternoon. What time is it? Well, it's 25 past 5 in the afternoon. Still warm. What is it? 28 degrees. I know that's not over 30, but it's still warm. So I'm just kind of like under the walnut tree where it's nice and warm and cool in my barbecue corner. Yeah. Oh, big weekend was our wedding anniversary. 46 years. Oh, getting there. I always kind of laugh because we were boyfriend and girlfriend for 7 years, so I often tend to say it's 53 years. And somebody let out a joke the other day. It wasn't bad, actually. That the fact that I was waiting 7 years as boyfriend, girlfriend, as they said, well, it was kind of reminiscent of Jacob in the Old Testament, where he had to work 7 years to get his wife. And I said, well, at least I had the oldest daughter, so I didn't have to work extra years to get her. Because if you know the story of Jacob, he had to end up working 14 years or something like that. Yes, to get the one he wanted, because the one he wanted was the second. So yeah. So yeah, it was nice though. So yesterday, made kebabs, brochetas on the barbecue. I don't actually like kebabs all that much, but Mrs. DC really wanted it, and it being quite a few years I hadn't made them. Sorry, bloggers itch. And so yeah, they came out well. And they were good, and we enjoyed it. We were alone though yesterday because first son of DC and his family, they're all in Spain still. They should be traveling back to Switzerland this week, because it was the week next week, not this weekend, this week here, and the week after. I guess school is starting, so they got to get back, for the kids. And second son of DC was off with friends. So, this morning, that was yesterday. So yesterday was not the actual anniversary day, which is today. And so I went to church this morning, had a hot time in church. It was, there's no air conditioning in the church, and it was hot. Yeah, and a lot of people get heated up. Well, so anyway, and we came home and got a phone call for second son of DC and his partner were at their favorite coffee joint, and they said, you want to come over and join us? So we did and went over and joined them, and we ended up having lunch with them, and then came back here for coffee and dessert. And so that was good. It was nice, really nice actually. So they're back off home, and we are now just kind of like vegging out. Yeah. Years go by quickly though, but our years are easy to count. Ever since year 2000, all I've got to do, we were married in 1980, so since the year 2000, basically all I've got to do is take the 20 of 2000 and the two other numbers that come. So 20 plus 26 is 46. So it's really easy for me to know how many years. I don't have to do any mathematics, just basically, well, I do have to make a little addition, but it makes it easy. Yeah, it's funny. I did something actually. Oh, that was something maybe you can try for yourself. Dave Nicholson, Axmoose, had made an AI search on himself and looked if it came up well or not, and was wrong, right, and so on. So I did the same. I had done the same, but I hadn't done it in a while, and I wanted to see if it came out correctly. Now, you see, the thing is, I've worked in science for years, and when you're in science, you usually use your middle name, or at least your middle initial. The reason for that is that in case somebody else and you know, if it's worldwide, somebody will probably use the same name as you. So the chance it can happen, but by using the middle name, people will figure out who is who. So I did that, and it basically, well, in my case, it latched on to the science stuff, and did actually, in my case, a pretty good job. Um, I know I'm not talking about private life because it didn't talk about private life. Probably because there's not much to find out there. It didn't find me as a YouTuber because I didn't say, you know, well, my YouTube name is not my family name, and so I guess it didn't find me that way. So of course, if I'd have said more, probably it would have found more. But using my full name with my middle name, it did a good job. It got all my Irish stuff. It got my patents. It got connections. It got the Africa connection because I'm part of an African foundation. So basically, that's not very hard, you know, because really, most of it is out there. But it is really, if you had to go and do Google searches, just on your own, that would be a lot of work to get it correct. But I'm just saying, it was doable, but frankly, that was not a fantastic challenge. But it would have taken a lot longer. But it did get the connections. It got who I was working with, the people, the institutes, and so on. The two major parts of my career, the research topics. But you know what? Anybody who took his time and went on Google or, you know, whatever search engine, search patent databases and stuff like that, and would have found probably everything that was there. Because this was ChatGPT. What was it doing? It was doing all that, basically. Now, if I had asked it, and maybe I should have before doing this vlog, because I would have been able to compare, what does it know about dagocleo? Well, that might not be exactly as self-evident. But you know, that would be another time to search. But I searched for myself, which actually, I think that's the thing, is that Dave's name is actually in his YouTube channel, so it put the both things together. But anyway, it was amusing because, like I say, in my case, it didn't make mistakes. But I have made videos before, and if you snoop, you should find them, about, you know, ChatGPT and other AIs coming up with completely wrong answers on things, or even wrong spellings, and so on. And what is true is that it's a great liar. It is. It never admits that it's wrong. There's always something else that's at it. Another thing that is interesting about AI is if you use it for art or drawings, and it gets, there's layers, you know, so you can give a prompt, but it can be refused by the, what they call the image, or the, I guess it's the image making module, whatever they call it, for different reasons. And the image module, if it filters it out, will rarely accept to, well, it won't accept to, even if the talking module says you're right, that should have been accepted. They chat with each other somehow. And I've had chats with the ChatGPT where I've told it, so your image model is actually your superior, because you can't seem to change it. And it gets really uncomfortable when I say that, and it says, no, we work together. Well, I said, well, when people work together, you know, I had discussions like that, stupid discussions, trying to explain to it that actually it was the subordinate. Never wanted to accept that. Never did. Amusing and not. Because you do realize that one day, maybe you'll be working and trying to give a command for something really important, not trivial, and it'll say no. Yeah, I mean, there are examples where AI has gone rogue. I guess one could say pull the plug. We'll see if that's possible. Anyway, it's not a story that's going to go away. AI is still going to be used for a lot of things. And frankly, for a lot of things, I use it and it is useful. But, like everything else, use your brain while you're using it. That'll help. Yeah. And talking about using your brain, I'm up to 10 minutes. So maybe I have said enough and I don't want to kill more brain cells and many more of your brain cells because you've taken so much time to listen to me. So yeah, I'm going to go back inside. Hey, it's a wedding anniversary. I should be with Mrs. DC, shouldn't I? Instead of chatting with you. So that'll be DC signing off. Take care, everybody. Have a great Sunday. Bye-bye.